Politics now in Nebraska's Senate race. A lively debate just wrapped up in North Platte between the four candidates. KATV News Watch 7's Adrian Whitsett is live in the Newsplex with our Commitment 2014 report. Adrian?
Rob, two independents focused on shaking up the system, a Democrat and a Republican who agree on some issues but drastically differ on others. Dave Domina, Jim Jenkins, Ben Sasse, and Todd Watson all want to represent you in Washington. The rules are simple. This Senate debate would be more in-depth discussion, no addressing each other directly. They started with foreign policy.
ISIS must be eradicated, and the U.S. is obviously going to have to be the leader of that international coalition.
We have to be thinking in the long term, okay, we can eradicate them, but then what? Are we up for having a long-term presence in the area of substantial force?
Then discussion about global economics and free trade.
Free trade has cost jobs, driven down the standard of living, reduced average compensation, dried up receipt of federal taxes, and put pressures on our national budget.
That the trade environment that Dave just spoke about is impossible. The fact of the matter is, if you made everything perfectly equal, there would be no trading done.
Starting with a question about immigration, independent candidate Jim Jenkins decided to go against the rules.
He is to the far right on this issue, and by being at the far right, Mr. Sasse is taking a position that will undermine our economy.
Reminder to our participants to avoid directly addressing your opponents.
This is 5 of 6 questions in a row, so I'm going to speak to this first. Simple fact, the candidate to my right has 20 donors in Nebraska. I have 3,200 Nebraska supporters, so I don't know what all this stuff is.
In closing, all four candidates made a last pitch in North Platte.
Nebraskans, it is not humbler in politics to accept 7-figure amounts of money from organizations outside the state committed to never adopting a farm bill.
I believe robustly in limited government and defined constitutional freedoms because I believe the center of life is in our Nebraska communities.
There's no secret as to why Congress is not getting along and has a low approval rating. It's because we continue to elect the most partisan people.
Insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. Make the change.
The candidates also talked about U.S. involvement in foreign countries and what to do about the 55,000 undocumented Central American kids here in the States and in Nebraska. You can hear those answers right after this newscast on KETV as we replay tonight's debate from North Platte. Rob, back to you.
Adrian, thanks.